Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tasia, but you can also call me Tay, and welcome in. I'm so excited to have you here. Welcome back to Sprout everyone. It's day 13, and as you can tell from the title, we're doing something a little different. We're speedrunning through Happy Home Paradise today. I do want to customize all of my villager houses, both the interiors and the exteriors. So in order to do that, we do need to decorate 30 homes on Happy Home Paradise. So for those of you who haven't finished Happy Home Paradise, I do want to let you know there will be spoilers in today's video. I'll be showing you guys the whole process from beginning to end, and yeah, we're just gonna speed run through it today. But also, to make things a little more interesting, I will be doing a Q&A in today's video as well. I had you guys ask me some questions over my community tab, and I will be answering those questions today. So maybe anything you're curious about or want to know, or also just to get to know me a little bit better, I will be answering your guys' questions in today's video. So yeah, grab a snack, grab a drink, get comfy. It will be quite a chatty video today. Also consider liking and subscribing, and let's finally get into Happy Home Paradise. Now I do have to say, I have probably sped run through Happy Home Paradise multiple times, and I do still really enjoy the process. I really love this extension of the game. I think it's really cool, and it's just really nice to like spend some time decorating. I of course love Wardell, and I love Lottie, and I love Nico. I honestly love all those characters, and I just feel like they're so underrated. Like look at Nico, he's just too cute. He's the cutest little monkey ever. I wish there were some monkeys on our actual island that look like Nico because he's adorable. Okay, but getting into our Q&A session of this video, and starting off with the first question. What equipment do you use for making your videos? So I use the Elgato HD 60S Plus as my capture card, and I also have a microphone. I use the Yeti Blue microphone, and of course I need a monitor and then whatever laptop or computer that I use to capture my videos. If you're curious of ever starting a channel, that's pretty much all you need is a capture card, a microphone, a monitor. That could either be like a TV or an actual monitor, and then your computer in order to capture your video. So those are really the only things you need if you're ever curious of starting your own channel or making other videos with Animal Crossing or any other games. And that's just the equipment I use, which I could also totally link my equipment that I use down in the description if you're curious to see. But you could use any brand really, just anything works. Also, I did kind of forget to mention that you do need software in order to record your videos. Personally, I use OBS. It's free, it's a software. It's what I have used since starting my channel, and it's worked for me. So yeah, as I said, that's pretty much all you need is a capture card, software to record your videos, a computer, a monitor, and your microphone. Whether that's an actual microphone or the microphone from your laptop or computer, all of that is pretty much all you need in order to make videos, specifically for Animal Crossing, because that's what I know. But moving on to the next question, which I have been asked this question by a lot of you guys, and that is, do you play any other games, or are there games you are wanting to play? If so, do you see yourself making videos about these games as well as Animal Crossing? So I actually don't play that many other games. I grew up loving the whole Mario franchise, so of course I've played a ton of the Mario games, whether that's like the classic Mario Brothers or Mario Kart, Mario Party. Mario Odyssey is one of the newer ones that I love playing, especially with my sister. But recently, Princess Peach Showtime came out and released, and I've been loving that game. I don't know about you guys, it's just, I've loved Mario Bros when I was little, so having Princess Peach is just amazing. I also played the Princess Peach game on the DS when that came out a while ago. I love that game, so super excited to see another Princess Peach game. So I've been loving that game a lot. Yeah, that one's definitely one I've been enjoying recently. I also started Fae Farm. I haven't gone very far in it. I'm still really in the beginning stages of that game, as well as Disney Dreamlight Valley. That is a game that I've been wanting to play more. However, I do time travel on all my islands, and I know that was a problem in the beginning. Let me know in the comments, you guys, though, if it's still an issue to time travel, if it messes up your valley in Disney Dreamlight Valley. So I've been scared to play it again because I've been doing so much time traveling for my Animal Crossing islands that I just haven't played Disney Dreamlight Valley, but I love Disney so much. and I know it's a game that I would love to play more of. So yeah, definitely let me know, you guys, if there's an update on that, if I can still play and time travel at the same time without my save being messed up. Definitely let me know. It'd probably help me out a ton. But yeah, that's pretty much all of the games that I do play regularly. But Animal Crossing is definitely my #1 game that I play. It's the most hours I've ever played in any kind of video game. So yeah, it's just my definite go-to. It's my comfort game. I can play it anywhere, anytime. And in terms of if I'll make other videos on other games, as of right now, most likely not. I think I do want to keep my channel based on Animal Crossing. But who knows what the future holds. I may branch out. However, Animal Crossing is the one game that I can manage right now in terms of content, with my whole schedule and everything. So in terms of other games, most likely I will keep my channel to just Animal Crossing, but I don't know what the future holds, so we shall see what happens. But right now, mainly sticking to Animal Crossing. Alright, next question. I'd love to hear what other games you enjoy playing and who your favorite YouTubers are, ACNH or other content. So as I said, I already kind of went over my other games that I like to play, but in terms of favorite YouTubers, a lot of my YouTube is centered around Animal Crossing, Disney, or somehow like family channels that randomly pop up in my feed. Those are usually the types of videos that come up a lot for me. So in terms of Animal Crossing, there are so many lovely creators that I absolutely adore watching, which I will definitely link them all down in the description, but off the top of my head right now is all of the creators, of course, that I had in my collab during the holiday season. That was super fun. All of those creators are so lovely, which of course that's Kaylee Games, Cozy Dahlia, Peachy Sophie, Peppy Crossing, Bunbee Gaming, Kayla Crossing, Ash Plays Crossing, Infinity Crossing, Comfy Cozy Gaming with Joe, M Beans, and April Honey. Those are the 11 creators that I collabed with during the Christmas season, so of course I love all their channels. I also of course love Froggy Crossing and Console Kato. I love Melissaverse, she makes amazing videos. And of course I love Boys Crossing and Horrible Gaming. Other creators that I absolutely love is Peyton's Corner. I love Sparksby and QB Crossing, Foxgrove, Lex Play, Nintentalk, of course. Just so many lovely creators, but those are the ones that I can think of off the top of my head. But yeah, I will definitely link everyone down in the description who I like to watch. Yeah, make sure to go support everyone. So I love their channels. And then just like Disney parks, I guess, is what pops up a lot in my feeds. I love going to Disneyland a lot when I am able to, so I always like to know what's going on in the parks, so vlogs of that nature. And sometimes I just like watching movie or TV show reaction videos. I don't know, it's just like nice to watch in the background or at night or just an evening in. That is typically the content that I enjoy watching here on YouTube. Alright, next question. Do you think it's better to pre-plan your entire island or plan it as you go? Or do you have another method? Ooh, that's a really good question. And my answer to that, it kind of just depends, which I know is kind of annoying to hear, but it really does depend on the theme, how motivated and inspired I am for the island, as well as the kind of theme that it is. I will say that if I'm doing a more city or structured island, I find that making a plan in advance really helps, especially because builds turn out much bigger than you think they will. So at least in my experience, like if you're doing a big cityscape build, you really need to think where that will fit on your island and whether you want it in the front or the back, because that really limits how much more you can build around that, for example. So yeah, and also in city core that you have a lot of pathing, so I'll usually lay out a lot of my pathing if I'm doing more town or structured kind of theme. So it usually depends on that, basically the island theme. But if I have a more natural island, I'll usually go more with the flow, especially because my terraforming can turn out completely different than what I envision, or I may come up with an idea that I hadn't even thought of before. So yeah, but it also depends. Some themes I'm super inspired and I can draw out an entire map of my island and have everything in exactly where I want it to be. So yeah, that's basically my process. I don't know which is better. I guess it depends on how you guys like to make your islands, but that's my process, that's my advice in terms of island planning. It really just depends on how much you want to fit onto your island. If you have a ton of builds that you do know you want to incorporate, I definitely say pre-planning is best. But if you aren't sure, if you just don't have a clear vision, it's totally okay to go with the flow. You might come up with something even better than you thought. Alright, next question. How do you create your island layout / walkways? For this, I'm not really sure if I have a clear answer, probably just things that I like to do. And that, I guess, is my pathing. I always start with pathing first, and in terms of like roads or even using the in-game path, I usually like to keep my roads between 2 to 3 spaces or tiles wide. I feel like that's always a really good size and keeps it really compact and cute. And I always like to use diagonals in my roads. I think that is what really helps to create different kinds of scenes or different perspectives. It just makes your road much more interesting to walk around and look at. And I would also say that island flow is a really great thing to incorporate into your island. It really helps visitors just be able to explore without really getting lost. And also for me personally, when creating my island flow, I always try to reduce the amount of times that I have dead ends in my islands, if that makes sense, where pretty much you end up in one space and you have to backtrack in order to go somewhere else. I always try to minimize that in my island layout and planning by making sure that whatever area I'm building in has at least one entrance and one exit. Basically, you can enter into the space from one area and then exit into another. But that's personally something that I like to focus on, as well as, I guess, creating dynamic builds. So, you know, you could use inclines a lot and bridges a lot. Those are super helpful. So you might want to try a diagonal bridge at some points, or just a straight bridge, maybe a land bridge, or even using your inclines rather than just going straight upwards, maybe having a backwards incline where you would have to go up the incline from behind a cliff, if that makes sense. So really creating different elements of height and perspective, that's what I like to focus on my island. I always like to have at least one big lookout on my islands if I'm doing a really terraformed kind of theme. I also like to create spaces that have big open spaces like a flower field or a garden, just really having certain areas of your islands that are elevated and some that are lower. That's usually how I plan out my islands and create really cool perspectives and builds that way. So I hope that answers your question and hopefully that's helpful. I also did in this series a video where I kind of show you how I plan out my island on Sprout. I will go ahead and link that video up above as well. I think that's a super helpful video for you guys to see how I do it in real time, and usually how I plan out my island pathing and where it will lead. This island is a little different because I'm not terraforming, so the terraforming is already done for me, but I feel like that actually makes it better, so you can kind of see how I would plan out my island if it was already set the way I like the terraforming. So yeah, I'll definitely link that above and definitely recommend watching that. I feel like it might be a little helpful for you guys to see how I plan out my islands. Alright, next question. Is there an island theme that you love to see but would never want to do yourself? Is there a theme you just know you have to do someday? Oh, those are really fun questions. And for the first one, something I'd love to see but would never want to do, I guess probably a Japanese island. I feel like those islands are so beautiful. I love looking at them. They're so like detailed and unique, but I don't think I could ever do that theme myself personally because I don't know, I just don't have as much inspiration for that kind of theme, and I've never been to Japan before, so I wouldn't be able to really make it an accurate representation of that kind of theme and that culture. But I love looking at Japanese islands. I think they're so beautiful. Whether it's just like a rural Japanese island or a more elegant structured island or even a city, Japanese city, I think those islands are so cool, but ones that I don't think I will ever be able to do. And a theme that I just know I have to do someday, I really like that question, and I know exactly what I would say, and that is, it would be based on a movie, specifically Princess and the Frog. I have been wanting to do that island theme since 2020. I originally thought it would be super cool to do a Princess and the Frog themed island. However, I just knew I couldn't do it justice back then. But now, with all the items that we have, all the codes that have been made, everything, and just my experience with the game, I feel like I'll really be able to bring it to life now, and that is 100% a theme that I just know I have to do one day, and I'm super excited to do it. Hopefully it will come soon, but I have a ton of other island themes in line right now that I would really like to accomplish. But yeah, that's definitely one of them. And then in terms of just like a regular island theme, I would probably say either forest core or fairy core. Both of those are themes that I haven't really attempted before and ones that I would really like to do. However, even with just regular common themes like those, I always like to put my little twist or spin on those themes, and I have specific ideas in mind, and they actually will be coming much sooner than you guys think. So stay tuned for all of that. I'm super excited for those kinds of island themes as well. But yeah, I'd probably say I'd have to do Princess and the Frog and then a forest core or fairy core island theme. Alright, next question. If you could live in any of the islands that you've created, which would you pick? Also, if you could give your current villagers their own personalities, what would they be? Oh, that's a really another fun question. I would probably, going through all of my islands, I don't know, some of them are pretty wild and out there, but I would probably say I'd be the most happiest and cheerful on Dewdrop, my kidcore strawberry cardboard island. I absolutely adored that island so much. I loved running around, but also it would be really fun to live on my enchanted themed island because it's half like fairy tale enchanted forest and also half city core, so it could be really cool to jump between those two worlds. And live in that kind of island. I feel like that would be really fun. Well, I don't know, I feel like I'd pick a lot of different things, especially like Kakamora. Even though that's like a deserted island, it's still really beautiful and it's like an abandoned island theme. That one could also be really nice, like a tropical vacation. But yeah, I'd probably say Dewdrop or Andalasia. Those two I would probably pick. And if I were to give my current villagers whatever personality I choose, I'll probably go through a few of them. Gala, I feel like Gala would totally be like your sweet, pink girly. She is a pig. She just seems so perfect. She has flowers on her head. So I think Gala would definitely be like a girly girl, just really sweet and kind. I feel like Marshall, he's giving very like mysterious. I feel like he'd be like a reader or that one guy that you'd see like in the airport or on a train, if you know what I mean. Like he's very mysterious, doesn't really talk that much, and I don't know, he just seems like he has that very deep, dark, secret personality. And for Ketchup, I don't really know what Ketchup is giving. Ketchup, I feel like she's probably the life of the party. If she were at an event, she would be the one interacting with everyone. She would get along with everybody. I just envision Ketchup being, you know, of a more outgoing, fun personality. Pappy just seems like a sweet, innocent boy. He seems so cute. I feel like he would definitely have a ton of different hobbies. I don't know, he's just giving that creative, artistic kind of vibe. That's what I'm getting from Pappy. And for Patty, I think she would have a really big personality. I think she would express all her emotions. You would know exactly how she's feeling. She wouldn't be afraid to express her emotions. That's what I kind of envision Patty being. Ava seems very wise. I feel like you could go for Ava for advice. She'd be the perfect friend to go to for advice and just to talk to. I feel like Ava would be a really influential kind of person or chicken. She just seems really sweet and seems like a very old soul is what I get from Ava. And then let's see, Gabby is probably the last one. Gabby also seems like she has an inner personality. I'm not really sure what it would be, but she also seems a little bit mysterious. I feel like she'd definitely be an outdoorsy kind of person. Definitely based on her outfit, she would definitely fit on a farm or something of that nature. She'd probably enjoy being outdoors and gardening. I could see Gabby having that kind of personality. But definitely let me know what you guys think. If you were to give my current villagers, or even some of your current villagers, personalities, what would they be if it wasn't based on their current personalities that the game has set for them? All right, next question. I'm not sure if you're in high school or college, but what are you studying in school? What is your favorite color? And if you could go anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? Oh, okay, well, I am in college. I'm a college student and I am studying mechanical engineering. So that's what I'm studying in school. And my favorite color is pink. I absolutely adore pink. For most of my life, though, it has switched between blue or pink, but at the current moment, my favorite color is pink. And then if I could go anywhere in the world, I'd probably say Europe. I am from the US, so I've never actually traveled outside of the US, and I feel like Europe would be definitely the first place that I would like to go and visit outside of the US. I feel like that'd be super fun, and I don't know, it'd just be really interesting, and I get to try all the foods. I'd love to go to Italy. I'd love to go to England or in Paris, all the things. I'd love to see all the sights. I'd love to go, all the foods I'd love to try. I think that would be so much fun. Do you have any hobbies like crocheting or painting? Ooh, I do have quite a few hobbies that I've picked up over the years, but I haven't really had as much time to do them. I recently got a punching needle for Christmas, so that's a new hobby that I'm really excited to pick up and try. It seems like a lot of fun. But other hobbies that I've done, I like to sew every now and then. I also like to paint and I like to draw. I feel like I'm a very crafty kind of person in real life. I love making things, I love art, I love designing. I like to draw either on my iPad or just in general in a sketchbook, like sketching. I also played soccer growing up, so that was a big part of my life. Of course, I love gaming, and I also love baking. I love baking. I feel like it's definitely something that relaxes me when I'm stressed. I'll just get up, start baking some cookies or a cake or whatever. It's a really fun pastime for me, and I feel like it's just very therapeutic. So those are a few of the hobbies that I like to do. Alright, next question. Do you have any favorite villagers? Are there any villagers that you like more recently? So my ultimate favorite villager is definitely Maple. Maple has been my #1 favorite since the beginning of the game, since I found her. And I have also always loved Molly and Fauna. Those are like my favorite trio when I first started playing. However, more recently, I would say just over the course of having my islands and making new themes, I really loved Freckles, and I also love Spork, and I also really love Gabby. So Spork and Gabby are currently on my island right now on Sprout, and I just think they're so cute. They are the cutest little villagers. I definitely like a lot of the normal personality villagers. I just think they all are the cutest ones. Oh, and of course I also love Gala. She's my B-Day twin, so I love her, of course, and she's just a really cute pig. Probably one of the better pigs in my opinion. So I would probably say those are some of my favorite villagers. Next question, do you listen to anything in particular whilst playing ACNH? Favorite hourly songs in Animal Crossing? Ooh, okay, well I usually listen to other Animal Crossing videos or streams while I'm playing. I feel like that usually helps inspire me the most. But interestingly, back in 2020/2021, I would actually look up a different ambiance music on YouTube while I was building my themes. I feel like that really helped me bring my ideas to life and helped inspire me for other builds I could do. I don't know, I feel like that was just very helpful in the beginning. Let me know if any of you guys have tried that before. It was actually super helpful. So like when I was building Blossom, my fairy tale themed island, I would listen to like a tavern or some kind of fairy music background, and I would just listen to that and it would help inspire me. It really put me into that world that I was trying to build, and yeah, it was just really fun to do that. But besides that, I usually listen to other Animal Crossing videos in the background, or I usually watch some kind of show or just other content on YouTube. But yeah, that's what I listen to while playing. And then my favorite hourly music in the game is definitely the 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. I also absolutely love the restarting music. That's probably the only time I will turn up my volume in the game, is usually when either of those is playing. But other than that, I don't really know what the other hourly music sounds like because I usually only play with my music on during the restarting stage or at 6 or 7 a.m. Next question, have you played any other Animal Crossing games? If so, what was your favorite? Or what Animal Crossing game was your first? So I've actually only ever played New Horizons. It's my first Animal Crossing game ever. I just saw it circulating on YouTube when it first released and I thought it'd be interesting and fun to play, and it turns out I was right. It's a game that I absolutely love and I'm still playing it 4 years later. So yeah, New Horizons was my first ever Animal Crossing game. Alright, the next question has multiple parts. So first, tips on starting and managing a YouTube channel as a student. And what does the typical day look like for you? And what other games do you play? So I have already answered the third question, but tips on managing a YouTube as a student? I would say number one, school comes first. Like, school is, for me at least, my first priority. So if I don't have time for my channel or to make content, that's okay. I know it's not my main focus right now. And I'll have time for it later, or when I usually have time over the weekend or on breaks. That's usually when I get the most recording and content made. So I would say always remember that school is more important than your channel currently. So keep that in mind. At least that's a lesson that I go by. But other tips for just managing it, if you do have the time, I would say getting a bunch of videos and things recorded in bulk. So I usually will sit down, record about 5 videos in one session, and I usually like to spread them out and plan them out accordingly. It has been more difficult for my 30-day challenge, however. I was really hoping to get that done during my winter break, but that didn't really end up happening. I ended up having a lot going on, and it was the holiday season, so it has been harder for me to post consecutively for this challenge, but I'm trying my best. But normally on my regular schedule, I will record a bunch of videos and then usually post 1 or 2 a week, and it's pretty spread out that way. So that's my recommendation, is to really find when you have the most time and record in bulk, and then you can also post them and spread it out as you see fit. So that's probably my number one advice. That's how I manage my channel as a student. And then what does a typical day look like for me? It really does depend on the day. As I said, I am a college student, so some days I will only have like 1 or 2 classes. Other days I will be on campus for the majority of the day. But I usually like to sleep in. I'm not a morning person whatsoever, except when I do have morning classes. So I usually like to take my mornings pretty slow. It usually takes me like a full hour to really be ready and get up for the day. But I usually do that. I will fit in breakfast when I can. I typically just go to class, come back, do some group work, maybe fit in a time to record if I can. And I usually like to get some lunch, either on campus or I make lunch back home. Yeah, it's really just a busy school day for me, just living the college life. And I usually like to spend my evenings relaxing, finishing up homework, and watching a movie or a TV show that I need to catch up on. That's usually how I like to unwind, and I will also play some Animal Crossing, mostly on the weekends or when I have a day where I've finished all of my work. But yeah, it's pretty much a basic day for me. I don't usually like to go out. I'm definitely a home person. But let me know, are you guys more home people, or do you like to go out and socialize and go shopping or go to events? Let me know down below what you guys like to do. But for me, that's pretty much a typical day in my life. Taking the morning slow, going to classes, going home, going back to classes, fitting in some free time in my pastime activities, and using the evening to unwind. But yeah, that's pretty much a day in my life. Next question, how do you keep yourself feeling creative and not feel like you were just doing the same thing over and over? I've made a few cool libraries, but now I'm so bored of making libraries. I completely understand where you're coming from with that. I feel like there is only so much you can do in the game, especially like common builds like a library or a cafe. for me, in order to stay creative, Pinterest is definitely my #1 source of where I get my creativity from, how I get inspired, and also, depending on your theme, I feel like certain themes will have certain builds that you probably wouldn't be able to make work on other themes. Kidcore, for example, is one that's very specific. You can probably do the most with Kidcore. Anything really goes. There's really no rules with it. It's meant to be super fun. Whereas like if you were doing a city core theme, there's probably some builds in there that are a little more specific that you wouldn't be able to do on a more fairy core island, for example. So really changing up your theme. I think doing polar opposite themes helps keep me inspired. I usually try to balance it out. If I do a city core theme, I will do a more natural theme the next time. And if I do more natural, I will do more of a realistic city or even just a town in general. So I really stay inspired by changing up what I'm doing. And if you're nervous to start a new theme, I just say go for it. There's really no harm. You could always reset if you don't like it, but at least you've tried something new and maybe you'll end up liking that new theme that you're trying. So I always recommend trying new things, trying different codes. That also really helps. Even just searching for codes on Pinterest always helps inspire me when I'm wanting to make a new theme. But definitely let me know, you guys, down in the comments if you would like to see a video where I come up with a new island theme and you see my process and how I plan out the ideas, how I plan out builds, how I plan out the layout, everything that I usually do prior to starting my island. I could totally make a video where I do that, but let me know if you'd be interested in that. I would be more than happy to make that kind of video. Sometimes a build or a theme will just come to mind when I'm just randomly doing something, and then I make sure to remember it by either documenting it somewhere or drawing out my idea. But that's usually how I stay inspired with the game, is changing up what I'm doing. I feel like different themes definitely gives new opportunities for different builds that you could do. Next question, what is your favorite in-game item? Who is your favorite NPC? I don't know why, and it's so random, but every time I get asked this question, I usually like to say that my favorite in-game item is the wooden bucket. I just think it's so cute, and you could use it anywhere, really. I just love the bucket item. I love all the rustic kind of items in game. But I would also, if I really were to decide, I feel like my favorite in-game item is definitely the jam jars. I think the jam jars are the cutest addition from the 2.0 update. I love the jam jars. I love that there's different colors of them. I wish there were more. Like if there was a blueberry jam jar, that would be perfect for my blueberry field. Or if there was a purple one for grapes, that would be amazing. And my favorite NPC is Lottie or Daisy May. Those two are my favorite NPCs, and I feel like they don't get as much love as they should. Alright, last question, and I feel like this is a really good one to end on. What is your favorite island theme you've done, and what is one theme you're excited to do, other than your current one? Okay, so my favorite theme, which I kind of announced in my video where I showed you guys all my past themes, I would say my favorite theme is Andalasia. That was so much fun for me to do. My enchanted themed island. I got to do both city core and a natural / whimsical theme. It was based on a movie that I love, and it was just so much fun. If you haven't already, I highly recommend doing a theme based on a movie or a book or a show that you love. It is so much fun, and it is so rewarding towards the end of it to see and compare how the movie is versus what you've made in Animal Crossing. It is like the best thing ever. So I absolutely had the best time making Andalasia. It was so fun. I love the color scheme. I love all the whimsical elements I was able to tie in, and I was able to do 2 different themes in one. So yeah, that one was definitely my favorite theme. And then one theme I'm excited to do that I also haven't really mentioned in this video, I have a whole list of themes that I'm so excited to do, probably over like 20 different themes that I haven't really tried yet. And to not really spoil which ones I'll do and specifically how I'm gonna do them, I will kind of just say like the general theme. One of them is definitely a medieval island. One of them is a forest core island. One I would also say involves a lot of plants, but also like a futuristic kind of world. I'm also really excited to do a more town core theme, which I've done in the past, but this one would be a little different and have a really fun twist to it. But yeah, those are just a few themes that I'm really excited to do in the future. I have a whole list of themes, and I know I probably won't be able to get to all of them, especially before the new game comes out, which I know is still a while away. But yeah, let me know if you also would like to see a video of island theme ideas. I could totally do that for you guys. Maybe even show you guys my other Pinterest that I have where I really do a lot of my brainstorming for island themes. Let me know if you would like to see that. I could totally do that as a future video as well. But yeah, those are a few themes that I'm really looking forward to doing. But that, everyone, is all of the questions that I received from you all. Thank you to everyone who sent in questions. It was so much fun for me to go through them, think about my answers, and share them with you all. I hope you guys enjoyed listening as well, and I hope you guys enjoyed seeing Happy Home Paradise and all the fun that comes with this DLC. But yeah, that is all. Now we can finally decorate and customize all of the houses on my island. I'm so excited. And I will catch you guys in the next episode for Sprout. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a lovely day or night, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!